Hi, my name is Chloe Mirza Ng, and in this video, I'll be sharing my self-reflection on the business model known as recurring low subscription payments. So for this self-study, I looked into what this model is, how it works, why so many companies are using it today, and what I personally learned from exploring it. So firstly, I would like to start with what exactly is this business model. So from my understanding, a recurring low subscription payment model is when a business charges customers a small amount of money regularly, usually every month or year, instead of asking them to pay a large sum all at once. Customers would subscribe to the service or product, and as long as they keep paying for it, they can continue to receive access or benefits. And when I first learned about this model, I realized that many services we use every day actually follow this. A common example would be Netflix, which is a streaming platform whereby users pay a monthly fee to watch movies, series, or documentaries, and instead of buying each movie individually, they can get access to a huge library of content for relatively low monthly costs. Another example would be Spotify, where subscribers can listen to music without ads and access more features. Even software companies like Adobe have actually adopted this model as well. They actually used to sell their software as a one-time purchase thing, but after implementing this new business model, they now offer monthly subscription plans for their design tools. And through my self-study, I've learned that this model has become especially popular in recent years, particularly with digital services and online platforms. One reason is that technology now makes it easier to manage subscriptions, payments, and also customer accounts. Businesses can automatically charge customers and keep track of usage over time, which makes the whole system efficient. Another key thing I understood is how this model benefits businesses. One major advantage to this is predictable revenue. Because customers are paying regularly, companies can estimate how much income they'll receive each month. And this is different from traditional business models, okay, where sales can fluctuate a lot. And having steady income allows companies to plan their budgets, improve their services, and maybe invest in a few new ideas. Another important benefit is that it helps businesses build long-term relationships with their customers. Instead of focusing only on making a single sale, companies need to continuously provide value so customers will stay subscribed and hopefully for a long time. This means they have to focus on customer satisfaction, user experience, and innovation. And I have also learned about the concept of customer lifetime value, where this is basically how much a customer is worth over the long term. Even if the subscription fee is small, right? Over months or years, it can add up to a significant amount. For instance, if someone pays a small monthly fee for a service and continues using it for for several years, the company actually earns much more compared to selling a product just once. And another thing I realized is that this model lowers the barrier for customers to try a product or service. And some people are often more willing to pay a small monthly amount than a large upfront cost. And it actually feels more affordable and less risky this way. And companies sometimes even offer free trials or basic versions to encourage people to start using their platform. So at this point, I would like to briefly touch on something related, which is the freemium business model. And I won't go into freemium as a separate model, but I would like to just touch a little on it because it connects nicely to what I've been explaining about. And some companies Spotify or Canva, they offer free access with limited features, and then they later charge for full access. And this often encourages more people to eventually subscribe to their platforms. Essentially, the freemium approach works hand in hand with recurring payments, helping businesses attract users before converting them into paying subscribers. So of course, this model isn't without challenges. One major issue would be customer churn, which happens when customers would suddenly cancel their subscriptions. Since people can usually stop paying at any time they wish, companies need to make sure their service stays useful and interesting at all times. If customer feels it's no longer worth the money anymore, they will unsubscribe. For example, I actually subscribe to like Netflix, but after having it for like quite some time and finishing most of the shows I am like interested in, I sometimes find that nothing new really stands out to me anymore. So I would start thinking about like unsubscribing and maybe trying other streaming platforms like Prime Video or like Disney Plus, because they might have some shows or movies that they aren't available on Netflix. Another challenge is subscription fatigue. This happens when people have like too many subscriptions at the same time, such as streaming services, apps, memberships, softwares, and eventually starts cancelling them one by one in order to save money. Companies would have to work harder to stand out and show why their service is valuable to customers. And from what I've learned, successful subscription businesses usually focus on a few key strategies. One is continuously like improving their product or service, where streaming platforms, for example, regularly might need to add new content, while software companies might want to update some new features. And another strategy is like building a strong brand and user experience so customers feel connected and engaged at all times. I also learned that there are different types of like subscription-based models. Some provide like digital content like streaming services. Others might deliver physical products such as monthly subscription boxes for like food, beauty items, or lifestyle products. And there are also membership-based subscription where customers might pay for perks, discounts, or exclusive experiences. And while I was studying this model, I started thinking about how it could apply to like different industries, you know? Like since I'm studying pastry arts, I imagine how subscriptions could work for desserts or like cafes. For example, a bakery maybe could offer a monthly dessert box with seasonal treats, or like members only pastry club where subscribers get early access to special menu items or discounts. And personally, to me, I think this model works best when the product or services is something people enjoy regularly or needs consistently. In food businesses, it could be effective if the brand is like unique, trendy, or provides something customers might look forward to every month. Another thing I learned is that subscription businesses rely heavily on like customer data and feedback. Companies might analyze customer behavior, how often they use the service, what they like, and why they would cancel the subscription, in order to like improve offerings and maybe retain customers longer. And from my perspective, I found it interesting that this business model focuses on more ongoing value rather than just selling a product once. It changes the way like businesses measure success. Instead of like just attracting new customers, companies must also keep existing ones satisfied, right? And in many ways, it makes businesses like more customer centered. I also realized that this model reflects like changing consumer behavior. Many people today might prefer like convenience, flexibility, and like access rather than just ownership. And instead of like buying movies, music, or software permanently, people might feel more comfortable paying for like access whenever they just need it. Through this self-study, I feel I gain a better understanding of how modern businesses operate and why subscription-based models are so common today. It also showed me how pricing strategies influence like customer decisions and business sustainability. And if I were to summarize what I've learned, I'd say that the recurring low subscription payment model balance benefits for both businesses and also customers. So customers get affordable access to products or services, while businesses like receive steady income and can build long-term relationships. Overall, learning about this model helped me understand an important trend in today's business world. It also made me think about like how future businesses, including in the food or creative industries, might adopt subscription-based strategies. That's all for today. Thank you for listening to my reflection.